Now next is degeneracy in transportation problem. So what do you mean by degeneracy? If the number of allocations in the basic feasible solution is less than m plus n minus 1, where m is the number of rows and n is the number of column, so then that is called what? Degeneracy in transportation problems. कि अगर number of allocations m plus n minus 1 से less हैं, so then we can write that problem is a degenerate transportation problem. Now consider this example of transportation problem in which the initial basic feasible solution has been found out by any of the method. Now these are the allocations 6, 1, 5, 3 and 2. Now number of allocations is how much? Now number of allocation in this basic feasible solution is 5. Now what is the value of m plus n minus 1? M is the number of rows and n is the number of columns. So number of rows are 3, columns are 1, so this comes out to be 6. So means what? Ki 5 is less than 6. Ki if the number of allocations are less than m plus n minus 1, so therefore, so that is what called degeneracy in transportation problem, or we can call it as the problem is a degenerate transportation problem. Next is how degeneracy occurs in transportation problems, that is what are the reasons for occurrence of degeneracy in transportation problem. So while finding initial basic feasible solution, if both supply and demand are satisfied simultaneously, means what? Ki supply bhi same ho or demand bhi same ho. In that case what we do, we cancel the row as well as the column. So if row and column are cancelled simultaneously, so then the number of allocations will be less than m plus n minus 1, means what? Then the conditions of degeneracy will occur in the given transportation problem. So kaise? So let's take for example, we are considering a transportation problem in which there are 3 plants and 3 warehouses. Now the supply and demand of these plants and warehouses, this is 10, 20, 30. This is 30, 20, 10. Now we have found out that this is the cell where the units are to be allocated. Now what is the method of allocation of units? You have to look for the minimum of supply and demand. Now corresponding to this cell, what is the supply? 20 units. And corresponding to this cell, what is the demand? 20 units. So means what? Supply and demand are satisfied simultaneously. तो हम क्या करते हैं? तो we allot 20 units here. So this comes out to be 0 and demand also comes out to be 0. So then we cancel that row and that particular column because the conditions of this plant and warehouse, supply and demand, these are satisfied. तो अगर ये simultaneously cancel हो जाते हैं, so then there will be degeneracy in transportation problem, means what? कि number of allocations will be less than m plus n minus 1. The next is how to resolve degeneracy in transportation problem. कि अगर ये condition degeneracy की problem में आती है, then what is the method of resolving it? तो we'll assign a very small quantity called epsilon, कि हम एक बहुत छोटी quantity which is called as epsilon, so that we will allocate to that unoccupied cell which is having the minimum transportation cost. तो वो वाला cell unoccupied means what? जहाँ पे कोई भी allocation नहीं है, तो वो वाला सेल आपने लेना है जिसकी कॉस्ट क्या हो, ट्रांसपोर्टेशन कॉस्ट क्या हो, दैट शुड बी मिनिमम. तो विल असाइन दिस वैल्यू एप्सिलॉन. इफ द नंबर ऑफ एलोकेशंस आर 1 लेस देन m plus n minus 1, then we'll add 1 epsilon. If the number of allocations are 2 less than the given condition, that is m plus n minus 1, so we'll add 2 epsilon, so that is epsilon 1 and epsilon 2. So depending upon the deficiency in the number of allocations, so we'll assign this epsilon. Now this epsilon is so small that it has no effect on the final solution because इसकी value 0 के equivalent है. So therefore the final solution will not be affected by adding this epsilon. It will only help to resolve this degeneracy. It will help in performing the optimality test. Now points to be noted कि epsilon should be placed at a position which occupies the lowest cost in the unoccupied cell. So this is the first condition. Now second is what? When the number of allocations become m plus n minus 1 after the placement of this epsilon, then you have to check that those allocations, those should be in independent positions. Means what? There should not be any closed loop form between the allocations after assignment of, after allocation of this epsilon. So these are the two conditions you have to check.